So we are going to review the Maxshine 21 Pro. So last video we reviewed the Maxshine 8mm Pro, and as I said in that previous video, we're going to now review its big brother, the 21mm throw. So this is the largest throw dual action polisher, as far as DAs go, the largest throw that's on the market right now. So 21 stands for the millimeters that the machine oscillates in its rotation. So 21 millimeters of back and forth rotation. And we're going to test this one and give our overall opinion of it. We'll kind of compare it to some other offerings on the market. And I look forward to doing this because this is my first time using this machine, just like it was my first time using the other Maxshine machine. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so it looks to be the same exact bag as the other machine that we tested, the M8. And now this is the Maxshine Pro 8. I think they call it the M8. And this is the Maxshine Pro 21. And it looks to be the exact same bag, which, it's same quality bag as the last one. Still, it's it literally looks like the same exact bag. I don't see any differences. And we'll open it up and take a look at the machine. So very similar, exact same pouch actually, and I believe the same exact manual as well. See, it says M8 Pro, M15 Pro, and M21. So it's the same manual for each one of those. Warranty card. Looks like could be replacement brushes. It's actually kind of cool. I don't know if the other one had that. And then the toolkit with the extra tools in it. Now I see some washers in there, which the other one didn't have. So I'm wondering if that could be possibly for a washer mod, which on the other machines that I mentioned in the last video, the backing plate hits the rubber grommet, so you need a spacer like that to space it out just slightly so it doesn't rub up on that backing on the rubber grommet. So I guess we'll find out if that's the case. What else in here? And we do have, that's definitely a washer mod. Okay, so that fits inside of the backing plate, and the reason I know that's a washer mod is because it's ground down on the edges. There is a gentleman called Kevin, call him Buff Daddy, who had originally come out with these on the Rupes machines when they first came out, and he was the first one to kind of come up with this modification to space that backing plate so it wouldn't hit the rubber grommet. So it looks like they provided one, which is kind of interesting. And then one more thing. Oh, they have grease. That's kind of neat. I wonder what it's for. I don't know if it's for the backing plate or the machine itself. Okay. That is, and then you have the D-ring. I don't use these. Some people do. You put them on top of the machine, you hold it like that. Nice rubber grip on it, actually fairly comfortable in your hand. And here is the machine itself. All right. Had to move a couple of things around to get this out on the table here. First impressions. It looks to be the same exact, to me, identical machine body as the M8 Pro, which, not a negative, just interesting. Looks to be the same exact machine body. So we'll see how that goes with balance and everything else. Feels balanced. Now this one comes with the standard 6-inch backing plate. I ordered a 5-inch backing plate because me personally, I like to run a 5-inch backing plate on a 21. Just a personal preference of mine. Been doing it for years and years, and I like a smaller pad in general for getting into areas and stuff like that. But we'll test both out. What can happen when you use a smaller backing plate than what they recommend is imbalance, which you don't want, obviously. But let's go through this machine. Okay. So it doesn't look like the backing plate actually hits. But it isn't as free rotating as the last unit. So don't know whether or not there is a washer mod in there or not. We'd have to take it apart to see, which I think we will end up doing. Like I mentioned earlier, same exact body it looks to be as the M8. Same trigger, nice padding, nice grip on the body, nice gripping up on the hand area, forward area. Let's check out the speed. It feels very similar, but I don't know why this one almost feels a little less notchy and a bit more smoother. Maybe that's an upgraded piece on this actual machine. It doesn't feel as plasticky as the other one, but we'll find out. Same, looks to be the same length cord as the other. And then we have your oscillations per minute there. And I'll get the other machine and kind of put them side by side to check them out. Also, exact same body, so it sits nicely when you want to put it down. Body feels well constructed, as do the grips. Same port to blow air through to clean out motor and brushes potentially. Nothing really different that I've seen yet besides the actual throw of the machine, which is noticeably larger. So I'm going to go ahead and use the supplied Allen key to remove the backing plate here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and remove the backing plate. Okay. So there is so there was no washer mod in the on the backside of the pad, or sorry, the backside of the backing plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install the washer spacer, which is in the packet here. And we're going to see if it makes a difference on the machine spinning like it was. Now, when I removed that bolt, it seemed like it had the threads on it were a little rough. So hopefully there's not an issue on the threading of the machine here, which now going back in doesn't really seem like there is, which is good. So with washer mods, you put it on the backside of the, or it fits into the backside of the backing plate. And this one's actually fairly snug. So actually you can probably go ahead and just install it just like, it's probably not going to work. Usually put it on top of the machine here. And install directly over top. And make sure that it's seated correctly. Which doesn't seem to be going on too well. This is almost like it's slightly oversized here. Just give that one more shot. Huh. You definitely not want to seat over top of this here. I wonder why. Doesn't want to seat easily. Okay, so that one went on like that. This washer is actually slightly oversized, so I might actually have to put it inside here first. See if that makes a difference. See if I can get it to stay. Okay, that made the difference. The washer itself was just slightly larger than the counterbalance area where the backing plate hooks up to, which I had to install the washer first. Not sure if it just a little bit of a variance on the washer or not, but typically you put it on the machine first and then you put the backing plate over top. But anyhow, so now we're going to install it. Okay, so the machine is definitely spinning a lot easier this time around, which the backing plate still wasn't hitting the rubber grommet earlier, but it seems to be spinning a lot easier for whatever reason. I don't know if what it was touching inside, but now it seems to be clearing that rubber grommet, which is here. That stops the spinning on the machine if it hits there. So maybe at one point it was hitting the backside. Anyhow, the other machine is spaced. The M8 is spaced just like this one. So we'll have to verify that. Okay, just to verify that these machines are in fact the same body, do a quick measurement. This is the 21, this is the 8. So we'll go from the body of the machine to the head of the machine. Looks like 15.5 inches on the 21. 15.5 inches on the 8. So they're identical size. Four and a half inches nut to nut. 4.5 inches. So they're the exact same machine. The readout on the speed oscillations permitted is actually, it is different than this. So they put a different decal to reflect that. Now I have both side by side triggers. Sorry, speed controllers. Yeah, this one seems a little bit more refined on the speed controller. Not a crazy amount, but just a little bit. As you can see, the edge of the pad and the oscillation of the outside edge. Look at the difference on the machines here. This one's pushed all the way out. This one here is rotated all the way out. Yep. So you can just tell the difference of the offset from center point to center point on how much throw there is. So the 21 has a lot more throw, which in theory has a lot more cut, so because it covers more surface area as it rotates, as it oscillates. But same exact machine body on these two here. Okay, so now I'm going to test the machine, how it handles, and specifically areas of stalling, how the machine feels vibrationally, how the machine feels, how balanced the machine feels. Now, it'll be interesting a comparison between the two machines because the body of the machine is the same as the 8mm machine. So it'd be interesting to see if there's a difference, if that's a hindrance, or if that's a benefactor, or if it doesn't change, if it doesn't matter at all. It'd be interesting to see. This is my first time using this machine. So just as you all are seeing this, maybe you haven't used this machine. This is my first interaction with this variant of the machine, the 21mm machine. So I selected a polishing pad. This one is a Rupes pad. This is one of their newest generation of pads with the beveled edge here. And we're going to use this particular pad on this machine. And in my opinion, the Rupes pads are very difficult to beat, especially their polishing pads, how well they're balanced, and how well they finish down on panels. Very, very good pads. One of my favorites, the yellow polishing pads from Rupes. So we're going to go ahead and attach it to the machine. Centered it on the backing plate. Spin it in place just to make sure that it's evenly placed. If it's off center, it's going to give more vibration and it's not going to be centered on the machine to give you ultimate results. With machine performance as well as polishing performance, you always want to make sure that the machine itself, or sorry, the pad is centered on the backing plate, which this one is now. Also gives you a little view, has the hole cut out there so you can see to help you center the pad on the backing plate. Going to use a little bit of polish. Again, this is one of my, if you don't have this polish in your arsenal, you should. This is it's an oldie but a goodie. One of the best hands down finishing polishes on finicky black paints. In my opinion, it's one of my go-tos. It's been in my staple for years and years and years. Fantastic polish. If you've never seen something like this is a sprayable polish. So make sure it's shaken, and basically comes out of the spray head. Unique polish, fantastic finishing polish, and it cuts actually well if you want it to. If I didn't mention it earlier, this is Optimum Hyper Polish by Optimum Polymer Technologies. That's who makes the polish. Move the table out of the way. Cord placement over your shoulder so it doesn't drape on your panel. And we're going to go through all of the speeds, test each speed setting, see how the machine is balanced right off the rip. It's fairly well balanced. I think the M8 with that combination of pad and probably different counterweight in the body of the tool, maybe a little bit actually better balanced. This isn't terrible. We'll see how it goes. So, vibration on in speed 1, not terrible. Motor noise, not terrible. Like I mentioned before, I don't mind machines that are loud. It's the high pitch that annoys my ears. Okay, so initial thoughts. We are on speed 2.5. I went from 1, spread out the polish, to speed 2.5. When I was using the machine, vibrations didn't seem terrible. Seemed well balanced. The motor noise also didn't irritate me in the lower speeds. So initial impression on balance of the machine, feels good. Comparable to any high performance machine, comparable to any high price machine as far as balance goes. Didn't feel like it was the vibration was severe or teeth rattling. Now I can feel it in my hands a little bit, but with the large throw machines, you're gonna feel more vibration no matter what the machine is. It's just the nature of the beast. It's got a lot more oscillation in it. So now we're gonna pick up to speed. The higher speeds and see how it reacts. That's speed 3.5. Speed 3.5. I'm gonna put the trigger lock on now. Functions as it should. Okay, and now I tried to stall it out on the body line here on speed 3.5, and it's doing very well. It's powering right through it. That's impressive. Speed 4. Five and a half. That's actually 6, sorry. So just like the other machine, 5.5 to 6 doesn't really make a difference in pitch noise of the motor. Okay, so I went through all of the speeds. The motor, when it's running higher, definitely a noticeable increase in pitch. So with any machine, you want to really use ear protection. It's recommended with any tool that you use, no matter what the industry is. If you have a loud motor in your ear, you really should be wearing personal protection. From my recollection, the higher speeds on this particular machine, the motor itself, I don't know if they're any different. It looks to be the same spec throughout the motor, so I don't know if it's the oscillation, you know, or how that drags the motor down. But the pitch of the motor seemed a little bit higher pitched than the other machine, which, you know, I said my ears are a little bit sensitive too. So the overall loudness of the machine, it's fairly loud, but not like earth-shatteringly loud. So I mean, it's bearable, but there are definitely there are quieter machines on the market. But as far as the motor performance goes, seems very capable, seems powerful. I basically was able to go down to speed 3.5 to power through areas on the hood of Contour where some others might stall out. So speed 3.5 is where it was able to, when I was forcibly trying to make it stall. On speed 3, it did actually stall on that Contour here. Speed 3.5, it powered through it. So, you know, going into the panel incorrectly on a wrong angle, the machine had enough power to actually power through that, which in certain situations can be beneficial if you have multiple contours where you can't get a correct angle, so to speak, with the machine to get in that area, which is nice. So if you have a valley in here and you have two contours on each side of the hood, which this one doesn't, they would allow you to kind of get in there and polish that area without the machine stalling, which is it's nice that it can do that. The speed control on this machine, like I said, it wasn't as notchy as the other machine, but it seems like there's a little bit of play in here. And as I was running the machine, it almost felt like it could have jumped out of what speed it was in. Now it didn't jump out of the speed that it was in, but the oscillation and the vibration of the machine almost made it feel like it could have jumped to another speed. It did not happen. But we'll test this and see if this wears over time, and if it does, does it have any effect on the speed control and possible jumping of the speed that you don't want. So say you're on 3, and over time the speed control wears out a little bit, and the notchiness wears out, and then it jumps up a speed, which you don't want if you have your speed dialed in. Did not happen on this test, but I'm just saying that's, you know, as we were using the machine, the vibration almost felt like it could have easily bumped it into the next speed when I went to change speeds. That's just something that I picked up. Overall, the balance of the machine for the price, definitely good. Now, comparable to any machine on the market, it seems capable. There are more refined machines in the 21 area of throw. The M8, like I said in my previous video, those machines don't have a large throw. So balance and counter weight, you know, on a machine like that is difficult to pick up as far as vibration, imbalance of the machine, and that type of thing. It did very well. It was very smooth. Now with any 21, like I said earlier, you're going to get a lot more. You're going to get more vibration. The machine is doing more. It's moving more. But I think that the body being the same on this particular unit is probably potentially a hindrance as far as balance goes. I feel like if the machine had a longer, potentially longer handle to distribute some of the vibration through the machine. Like I said, this is a little less balanced than the M8. It's a little, you know, heavier in the balance because it's got a larger counterweight in the front, so it's not as balanced as the M8 is. So I feel like that definitely is a factor playing into some of the vibration coming through this machine itself. The balance of it being a little more harsh than some of the higher cost machines. They definitely have a better balance, a better feel to them. Now, with that being said, the price point of this machine is about, I believe, half. So, price point of this machine, overall build quality of this machine, I definitely give it a high rating. It's something that I would use and use regularly. If you were looking for something with a little bit more refinement, there's definitely stuff out there that gives that little bit more refinement. But with that being said, you're definitely going to be paying for it. Overall, great performing tool. Got through areas with plenty of power, and the throw and the balance of the machine, good. Not excellent, but good. So price point of the machine, great. Performance of the machine based off of price point, excellent. So you can definitely rest assured that if you pick up one of these machines, that it's going to work for you and it's going to do a good job. So this is my initial feedback of this machine. First time I've ever used it, never touched one of these. And I will update you as we go, and give you updates on how the machines are holding up and how they're performing. So we'll give you a month, not monthly updates, but we'll give you a timeline update in a few months after they get some use. I'll give you some of the things that I have seen, and just keep you posted on that aspect of the machines. We'll see, if they run cool or hot, if we run into any issues, or if they perform just as they're performing now. We'll wait a little bit, obviously, for that, and we'll give it some time, give the machine some use, run the machine through some cars, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Try to build this audience. I will be doing more reviews on equipment, pads, different compounds and polishes, and basically anything detail related, we're going to be doing reviews on. So when I get new products in, we're going to do a blind test just like these. If I haven't used a product, you and I are going to experience going through that product just like if you had gotten it and got it in your hands and tested it, whether you're an enthusiast or a professional. I'm going to basically do the same thing that you would, get the product in hand, no prior testing, and see how it performs. And then we'll give an update as we go on further down in these series. But I just want to thank you for tuning in. I appreciate any feedback, anything that you guys would like to see. Let me know in the comment section. And if anything that you'd like to see on these machines as far as testing goes, or any feedback that you would like to have, let me know, and we'll do an update. We'll do a different video. So these videos are for you, and for anyone that is potentially going to buy these machines, or look at the products that we're testing out. You're going to see these products firsthand, just like we're doing now. So, and then if there's a request for a product that I've already tested and done, we can still do those. That's fine. But the main focus on this channel is going to be some of these new products coming through, and things that I haven't personally used. So there's no real bias behind the review itself. So thank you guys. If this is a Facebook, please give our page a like. Please follow us. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the video. It helps out tremendously, get the reach out. So thank you so much for tuning in, and God bless to you and your families, and we'll see you on the next one.